afternoon, Stitch Roadies. Welcome to my home. Thank you for stopping by. If you are new to the channel, I hope you will find something of value here. For those of you who are coming back, I appreciate it. If you could subscribe and give a thumbs up, that would be awesome too. Today I have lots to share with you, and I also have a giveaway, so stay tuned for that. One of the things that has occurred to me this last week, and let me just preface this by saying that I am somewhat addicted to the TikTok type videos on Instagram. I especially like the dog and cat ones, or the animal ones. They are so hysterical, and I really have to be careful not to aggravate my friends, because I will see one that I think is just hysterical and I'll have this need to share it. And maybe oversharing is like, but I send some to Audrey, Stitchy Witch42. I just when something makes me laugh so hard that you think you're gonna pee your pants, you just gotta share it. You just gotta share it, yeah. So I have been enjoying those, and this last week has been somewhat stressful. I am prepping for a trip. There's been a start and a start and a start of painting my home, and so right now I feel like I'm in, if you were the least bit claustrophobic, you would not want to be here, because all the windows are covered. It's all my beautiful leaves that are changing, and the beautiful sky. I can't see any of it. It's all closed up. So I'm kind of in this dark spot here in my living room. But I wanted to show you something. For those of you who have been here for a while, you already know this. But this is also I decided to just share it, whatever. So, did I say thank you for hanging around? Thank you for hanging around. I had this lamp. It was originally purchased for quilting, but then it became such a great stitchy lamp. But it had a remote control to it that from the get-go didn't work. And so I thought, oh man, this lamp that I spent a chunk of change on is just not worth it, you know. And we're always looking for that perfect light. But then one day, it used to sit in the condo downtown Portland. One day I discovered that although the remote control, and there's no switch on it, it's very streamlined, very chic, very chic. There's no on and off switch. It's all by remote control. And the remote control that came with it from the get-go didn't work. And I changed the battery. You know, there was something wrong with the radio signal. I didn't want to try to contact the company, you know, I know. And now it's been, you know, probably 5 years. But what I discovered one day was that this lamp responds to the TV controller for an old TV. And it was quite by accident. I was changing the channel on a TV, and we didn't actually have a television in our condo, but when my older son stayed there for a while, he had his TV there, and then he left it. And the controller, even though we got rid of that TV, we could never get rid of this controller because it makes this lamp work. So I just wanted to show you this. So here's this old controller. It has Amazon, Netflix, something that I can't see, and all of these buttons here, the only one that works with this lamp is the volume. And so, and you have to be a certain distance. So you see that? Voila, there's light. And I can change the light by the volume down. That's one of my favorites. So I have it here in our living room because this is where G and I have our morning coffee, and I stitch my Prairie Schooler Santas. But isn't that hysterical? That lamp only answers to a TV controller. Yeah, quite an attitude. But I had put this command hook on here so that I could hang my floss ring here. So if whatever project I'm working, and oh, it has my really funny As the U Flies, which I'll put that link down in the description. Floss ring. I just love that. Yeah. Some days I amaze myself. Other days I look for scissors while I'm holding them. And twice this week I was on a FaceTime call and I wanted to look something up and I was looking for my phone. Even though it's FaceTiming. Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I have lots to share with you. I can't see anything outside anyway. So where am I on the Prairie Schooler? So and I'll put the hashtag down below. I post my progress on hashtag PSSantaSal, which I think was established way before I did it. And I am currently working on the 1997. Now, one of the subscribers has said that she might want to be a librarian for Prairie Schooler Santa cards and send them in and out to people who want to borrow them. I'm not going to be involved in that sending in and out, only because when do I have time? And plus there's not a mailbox that's close to me, you know, a post office that's close to me. But she's said she's willing to do that, so when I get that information I will let you know. But here is where I'm at. I'm ready to do the blocks. I can't wait to do the blocks. And then I'll get to start the next one, because the only rule I have in my life is when I'm done with the Prairie Schooler, I get to start a Prairie Schooler. Yeah. I received some absolutely wonderful Stitchy Kindness, and this particular one is from Yvonne. Thank you, Yvonne. I mean, it touched my heart. It was a wonderful letter about the kindness and the generosity of stitchers. And so this is this particular part of her sharing was from a friend of hers that had went to that Stitchy room. And she said her friend would be pleased that I ended up with this, and I can't tell you how excited and pleased I am. So I have this great Cross Stitch and Country Craft magazine from 1987, and I actually think I have this somewhere in my stash, but if I don't, it's absolutely gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. and obviously is a reminder of what I should be starting. But this particular part of this Stitchy Kindness was like so amazing to me. Yeah, so let me just show it. It's like a little table runner mat. I've never seen this, and it looks like you make this fringe. It's just so awesome. But what you might not realize is that is two Korean girls pushing on a swing. And on this side is a Korean man and woman. So this is going to go on that chest over there with where my Korean doll that's at the other end is sitting. This is going to sit on that cabinet. I am like, yeah, it touched my heart. Thank you so much, Siobhan. And I, let's see, what else here? I got this. I don't know if I showed you this already. Lisa in New York. Look at this Cricut collection. Yep, it is definitely on my to-do list. It is Santa in a sailboat. Santa in a sailboat. How could I not do that? So cute. And then there's this other Christmas pillow, Nantucket Santa. And you know, I love Cricut collection. That's where I originally started my cross-stitch journey, was on Cricut collection. I have been keeping up on this planner. Remember this one? Because Brenda and the Serial Starter, you know, sticker book. So I've been keeping up on that and putting stickers on so I could be like Laura. And it is simple, and it is a way to keep track. And I also have been writing down when I kit something up, so I know how far ahead I kitted something. And so far I have been fairly good about this. Plus this sticker book is just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. I had received this a while ago, this just adorable needle book. It's actually patchworked on the back. Of course, it has sent me down a rabbit hole of wanting to make needle books. And here's the thing. Oh, are you laughing with me or at me? Tell me now. Are you laughing with me or at me? Because that, you know, if you wanted a floss tube that had an agenda, a program, an index, a list, and that followed that, this is not that channel. This is not that channel. I'm so sorry. This is a connect the dots kind of. How do you connect the dots? So, now where did that leave me? Oh, why I got focused on this needle book. On the TikTok videos, besides the animals and the cats and the lions and the bears and all the silliness that's on there, the one TikTok video that I liked also was one that this guy, don't know who he is, don't know the name of it, but he describes ADHD versus non-ADHD. And you know, I've suspected that that is part of my gene pool. I know my parents were both highly successful, but busy. And it wasn't until, you know, and I kind of didn't want to adopt that moniker because in my mind it was negative. But now I kind of have come to the conclusion that there's a real positive to it, and that there's there's all kinds of different people, and we have to accept that. Yes, I get it. I am not everybody's cup of tea, and I have discovered as life has progressed that there are some people that do not want to be friends with me. You know, they seem like they're interested, but then it's kind of crazy, you know. So I really appreciate those of my friends who have put up with my chaos. I really have, and this last week it has been especially chaotic. But it wasn't until I actually watched these TikTok videos where he compared what the normal brain would do and what someone on ADHD would do that I started with a moment of recognition. And then, bazinga! I was working on a quilt for my oldest son's birthday, and I had a deadline. I had an actual deadline for it. And the deadline, you know how I always say deadlines amuse me, the deadline was like fast approaching. And to keep myself in the beehive, focused on the project, I was playing Flosstube videos. Yeah, what better way? I had my laptop, I'd be watching. Oh, did not work because I was watching the Frozen Crafter, and Megan is a friend of mine, and she had the previous week, about a week and a half, asked me if I wanted to salve, and I'm horrible at salves, absolutely horrible at them, but what is it? Someone said just this last week that start-alongs as opposed to stitch-alongs. Start-alongs. I do a lot of start-alongs. Well, she was talking about how she's going to do a salve with me, and that it was my fault that she went on to Punkypurl's Etsy shop, Heather, and bought a Harry Potter folder to put her projects in, because it was a Harry Potter project. The one we're doing together, if anybody wants to join us, don't worry. You don't have to like stitch along. There's no stitch along, it's a start along, is this one here. And it was a PDF downloaded that I had, and it's called Hogwarts. It was and is going to be my first full coverage. And so when she asked me, she swore there was like no rules, no agenda, we just have to get it started. And so I said, sure, I'll kit it up together. And so I had to order the fabric, and I didn't have all the threads, so I ordered the threads, and it's on a 14 count Aida with the grid. So I have this big grid, and then the fabric, but I'm in the middle of doing this quilt that had a deadline, and I dropped everything. It's like what's my friend Sandy say? It's like the raven or the crow with the shiny thing, you know? Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, that kind of thing. I thought, I can't do a stitch along on Harry Potter with just any old project bag. Who does that? I dropped everything I was doing and I made a Harry Potter project bag. I mean, it was like, the whole time there was this little voice in the back of my head, you don't have time for this, no, 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 don't do that, don't go down that rabbit hole, don't. But it was like, I had to. And I don't even enjoy, you know, I find project bags are hard to make. I have zipper fear, and I like to buy them or be gifted them. That's what I like. But I needed it right away. And so I made a Harry Potter project bag. And see, there's Hedwig the owl as my little zipper pull. And then here's the back. So it was in that moment that I took a deep look at myself and I said, oh yeah, you are the daughter of two ADHD people. And you might as well embrace it, that there is something exciting, never boring, definitely has some stress to it, because here I am making this project bag in the middle of the day when I needed to be working on that quilt. But between those videos on Instagram, and then thinking back through my history, and the fact that I was off on this tangent, I decided to just embrace it. And I feel really good now that I have a Harry Potter project bag for my Harry Potter, because I have more than one Harry Potter cross stitch that I want to do. And now it's all kitted up, and today I am taking the first stitches on my very first full coverage. It's so cute, and I just love my little zipper pull. It's so pretty. Back to the needle book. Oh, they're pulling some of the plastic off of the front of my house so I can see outside. Yay! This was gifted to me and it was absolutely adorable. But one of the things that I have that happens for me is when I'm gifted something that is absolutely adorable, I tend to make a shrine out of it instead of using it. And this week I thought, why am I doing that? I should be using this stuff that people worked hard to make. Instead, I'm like making it into a little shrine for what? So I took this little needle book out and I added it came to me with all these sweet little pins, but I added a needle minder. I put a needle minder in there, and the needle minder says, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul." One of my favorite poems. And I added a threader, because I'm always having a hard time now threading I'm threading my needles. So now I'm going to be actually using this instead of just looking at it. Oh, it's so nice to see out the window. I have been working on Cross Stitch University, which is a free, I mean, Fat Quarter Shop is so amazing. Free download. This was the pattern, and I've learned quite a bit. I've learned quite a bit from their classes, and this is where I'm at. I'm getting almost done with it. And this is going to be a gift, so I need to get that done. Let's see, where am I? I'm going to show you where I am with my current September whips. I had something in here, and now but look at this project bag. Is it not the best? It's the best project bag. Oh, I think my Cross Stitch University was in that. And then where am I now on diligence? This sampler September, we're still in September. And look at that little, I did a little beehive there. Now I'm working on the bee. It makes me feel like this one is really, this has a potential of being done this year, which would be amazing, just amazing. This one I have not touched. This is part of my sampler September, but I have not touched it this week. Let's see if I've gotten any more. Oh yeah, I'm still working on the house. This is Halloween Ouija. And this was that I was doing with Becca from SamBrie Stitches. That was a sow also. Yeah. It was a five-part mystery. And it's in this awesome project bag that I actually bought at the at Acorns and Threads. I have been watching a lot of Flosstubes this week because, number one, I've been trapped by my own health recently. Nothing serious, but pain in the neck. And the painting issue going on, trying to get ready for retreat, quote retreat. So I have been watching, and I'll put a list in the drop down of the Flosstubes that I've watched this week. But if you remember Denise, the black ribbon stitcher, you know, I'm just, you know, my brain is like a buffet where the spoons got mixed up and everything's mixed together. But anyway, she was talking about a book that I ordered as soon as I saw it. I ordered of Oriental Cross Stitch. It was called Oriental Design by Joan Elliott. Well, when I ordered that, I saw another book by the same author. And I'm currently involved, not involved like I'm actually doing it. There are some fantastic people that are doing it, like Michelle Bendy Stitches, and Two Martini Stitcher Erin. You know, there's a whole bunch of just fabulous women who are spending September raising money for missing and murdered Indigenous women, which is a huge issue. So if you go on to the Instagram, and I'll put that in the drop-down box, hopefully I remember, of Erin Two Martini Stitches, you'll you'll get a link to her. And they are all committing to stitching 100 hours to raise money for this cause. But I don't know if I ever shared this with you, that G has some American Indian in his background, on his mother's side. And it's like 2 or 3 generations back. And so when I saw this book, I said I had to have it. And when I actually showed it to him, he was like, wow, that's really cool. I mean, there are some amazing projects in there, but she is amazing on the front. And yeah, it's just amazing. This is a fantastic book. So I Google searched it and bought me a copy, because I am definitely adding that to my list of to-dos. I mean, she is just gorgeous. So let's see, what else? What else can I pick out of that brain? You know, when if you were a Harry Potter fan, there's one scene where Dumbledore has his wand and he puts it up to his ear and he elicits a memory. I wish it was that easy for me. But I had fun as I was watching Flosstubes, and it made me go off on different tangents. I was emailing Jacob, you know. Yeah. Can you make this chart? Can you make this chart? I'll list all the Flosstubes that I did write them down as I was watching them. So even though I can't remember them now, modern folk embroidery, I wish I could just pull out of my little brain who's running rampant in there, you know, with all these fabulous ideas. You know, I am, I know that I'm doing the Sal with Cheryl from Stitching with the Sisterlies, which is the Generations Sal. I have that chart sitting and waiting at Acorns and Threads for me. And then I have, I was watching, you know, here's the thing. Here I am, just blabbing away. And then I watched the Steel City Stitchers and the 4 of them, and how much more interesting it is to listen to the banter and the chatter and how they all are so supportive of each other. I wonder if ever someone like Colleen and Cheryl, when they're talking to each other, you know, when they're at their own homes, if someone shows something and the other one says, oh, that's really ugly. Oh, I don't like that at all. No, they'd never do that. They would never do that. But, yeah, looks like they might be painting my front door now. That would be really cool. Yeah. Okay. I think I've run around like a crow enough for today. So, and if you hung in here till the end, there's a giveaway. Fat Quarter Shop is doing a free PDF download of trimmings, all the trimmings for cross stitch also. They did one for quilting and they're doing one for cross stitch, and you still have time to get involved in that, and you still can go on and get that downloaded. What I've seen looks absolutely adorable. And so if you're interested in a gift card, $35 gift card from the Fat Quarter Shop, all you have to do is have hung in here through this whole video, and in the comments put the words trimmings. And you're going to want to go to the Fat Quarter Shop to see how that's spelled, because I didn't spell it right the first time when I was just making notes to myself. So be sure you go subscribe and check them out. There are some awesome things coming up in the fall. I am so on board with this next fall stitching that's coming up. I'm waiting patiently for my bundle to show up, and I'll be sharing that with you also. So if you want that gift card giveaway, just leave a comment with trimmings in it. And I hope all of you are having a great time, that the fall, the impending fall weather is embracing you, and you can smell the pumpkin and the pine cones and all the fun things. Yeah, I love you guys and appreciate that you have hung in there for this whole video. Take care.